A recent child abuse case in Sweden is raising questions now about the process of becoming a foster parent and what parents and kids go through.
This woman, Jamie Nicosia, was charged with assault and endangering the welfare of a child earlier this month. Police say the 3-year-old girl she was fostering for the past year was abused. Nicosia and her husband were in the process of adopting her.
We do not know exactly what happened with Nicosia, but Kayla Green tells us more about what it takes to become a foster parent.
There's several steps people have to take before becoming a foster parent in Monroe County. Some of these include an informational meeting, 30 hours of training, and several visits from caseworkers. The process is so specific. So how does an incident like police say happened in Sweden still happen? Heather Horn and her husband have been fostering children for 6 years. They also have 2 biological children and 1 adopted child. She says the process to become a foster parent isn't easy.
I think that they do make it hard intentionally to make sure that people don't become foster parents if they're not ready to really do the hard things for the kids.
Horn says caring for kids who have been through trauma can trigger a lot of your own trauma.
They ask about family backgrounds, they ask about mental health background, they talk about your support system, what you do when you're stressed and things are hard, who you bring in when you need a break, because that becomes really important.
Needing a break but not taking one is something clinical social worker Tracy Tarrant says can lead to incidents like the one police say happened in Sweden. She says sometimes parents' mental health issues can fly under the radar.
We don't wear those things on our sleeves, you know, and we may not necessarily even be aware of what our triggers are. When we feel stressed, when we're overwhelmed, we are not able to think in a logical, way. And so to react in this emotion kind of to become abusive is, can be a function of just severe stress and being overwhelmed.
Horn says talking to other foster parents who are dealing with similar situations is helpful for her.
You just have to be able to figure out how to cope with your struggles, and then you can use that in a really beautiful way to help kids cope with their struggles.
Some of the warning signs of becoming overly stressed are increased irritability, a shorter fuse, and changes in sleeping and eating habits. Tarrant says if you are experiencing any of those, you should seek out help. Kayla Green, News 8.
All right, Kayla, thank you. Nicosia is charged with a serious crime. She is accused of assault and endangering the welfare of a child. Investigators called 911 on November 13th to report that a 3-year-old child wasn't breathing, but doctors discovered that the child actually had injuries inconsistent with the 911 call. Police say she had bleeding between her skull and brain and bruises on her body.